You've seen us break down cattle quite a bit, so we're just going to go through this process. We're going to highlight some of the primals, breaking it down between that 5th and 6th rib, separating that chuck from the rib section. Saving those dinosaur ribs. Let's get this rib all cleaned up, and then we'll cut some steaks. Let's see. Marbling is going to be incredible. A lot of pulling and cutting. So there's the fat cap. We'll save these. Somebody can enjoy these on their barbecue pit. Just going to start by squaring this up just a little bit. We're going to get us a nice big table full of these beautiful rib eyes. So with these dino ribs, you can see this beautiful meat right here and this marbling of this meat. So I want to take my knife and I want to go right in between this gristle, the fat, the gristle, and the meat, and just trim these up real nice for somebody that wants to barbecue them. So the key here is just to stay as close to that gristle line as you can. All the way down through there. Just a little bit more to trim here. And this is ready for your smoker. Look at that. So I'm going to do the same thing with these bronc ribs, so you can see the fat and gristle layer right there. So I just want to take my knife and go right down in between there. This is where the 10-inch knife comes in handy. So these are 4 ribs wide. I want to take just a little bit more of that fat off of there. Beautiful. Just want to go right between that fat layer and that meat. Let's get this breastbone pulled out of here. Look at that marbling in that thing. Wow. Take a little bit of this heavy fat off of here. Whenever you smoke it, it's a little bit hard to render down that much fat cover, so we'll just take some of that fat off. And like mentioned earlier, this goes into ground products, some venison and things like that. So certainly not going to throw this delicious fat away. And there you have a brisket ready to go on the smoker. Tajima Wagyu flat iron. I'm just gonna get all the connective tissue off of this, get that gristle out of the center, and cut some steaks. So we just start by getting all the gristle off of here. Look at that marbling. Isn't that insane? You ever seen anything like that, Spencer?
That's crazy.
While we're cutting flat irons. So now I'm gonna strip this silver skin off the top. So now we're going for that gristle strip in the center. Wow. Goodness gracious. Absolutely incredible. Let's see what the inside of these look like. You ready for this? Wow. That is nuts. Incredible. I'll see
It's always amazing on these.
See what this one looks like.
On these Wagyu to find where the marbling just, it's like veins of gold through the muscle.
Look at that. Wow. Man,
Don't have to wonder if those will be good.
I'm just hoping one of these makes it to my grill. Beef chuck eye steaks. We're gonna cut these about an inch thick. Incredible. Marbling's incredible. The flavor's incredible. So if you get a chance, pick yourself up a beef chuck eye. Especially if it's Tajima, bourbon mash fed Wagyu. Look at that. Incredible. I'm gonna leave a couple of these as roasts, so maybe if somebody wants to make some pulled beef or something like that. But there you have beef chuck eye and a couple chuck eye roasts. This is that Denver steak. We're gonna cut these into sukiyaki strips. So first we're gonna cut them into a strip like this, all the way across this Denver, about 1/4 of an inch thick or so, sort of like you'd be slicing jerky, just all the way across. These sukiyaki strip packs are really nice. We sell a lot of them in our store because here again, it from a cost standpoint, it's a little more economical for the consumer to purchase one of these packs. They're lighter in weight, and you still get a fantastic experience when it comes to eating Wagyu. So now that I have those cut into strips, we're just gonna go a few inches wide here, just like this. And then we'll get these all laid out on a tray. So we put these on trays, and we mix some big pieces with some smaller pieces, and we make packs of sukiyaki strips. go. It's going to be a big flank steak. That's for sure. Okay, now let's get just a little bit of that fat off there. Trim this up. Man, imagine butterflying this and filling it with some feta cheese and some sauteed onions and peppers, coating it with some, maybe some Chipotle bearded butcher blend seasoning. So you butterfly it, fill it with all that stuff, roll it, tie it, put it on the grill. Wow, pulling this cap off, and the tri-tip is located right in the fat cap of this round tip. That's the beef round tip. We'll just start trimming it out. Fat marbling on this. Sometimes with these, with a softer fat, you can kind of pull some of it off of there. Tajima Wagyu beef tri-tip. Sirloin tip makes really good kebabs. It's nice and tender, and it's got enough fat for flavor in it, so we usually cut that into some kebabs. Oops. Cut some sirloins. That first one, we always just save these little sirloin pieces. That way they don't have that big gristle in the middle of them. And then we can go into our full sirloin steak. So normally a sirloin isn't marbled as much, and you can see these are marbled less, but they do still have some fantastic marbling in them. There you have the beef sirloins along with the picanha. That's that whole roast all cut up. Let's remove some of this back fat. This fat is so soft. Here again, gonna make some deer hunters or some elk hunters happy when they pick up some of this fat off our website and add it to their lean meats. Make any burger juicy. Let's cut some strip steaks. We'll make some sukiyaki strips out of that. So since I took that back fat off there prior to cutting these steaks, you can see that they're pretty darn close to where I want them. I'm taking just maybe a little bit more off, but those are pretty close to the amount of back fat you'd want to see on those. Certainly don't want the consumer overpaying for an untrimmed steak when these are going to be pricey as it is.